$NAYIMEDWARD nigga.
Welcome back. My name is Nayim Edwards. I never get to tell this story of how the building blocks of how I got into this whole musician situation, how I even came into being an artist. We all know I started writing at a very young age, about 14 when I started really doing music. But I never even talked about the first deal or situation that I actually had. And my first situation was at 15. So real quick, when I was 14, I had made my first song for real. It was called Dog You Out. I wrote it, I produced it. I used to go to the Dollar Tree and buy the $1 microphones. I used to buy like 10 of them because you use them a few times and them bitches would break. And I had a laptop that I had bought when I was like 12 with some money I had on my own. That's another story. And I had sound recorder. Everybody remembers sound recorder. So my trick used to be I would take sound recorder and you record it to like a minute, but you keep doing it, and 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 it would keep extended. So I would save that, and then I could come back and just have the beat playing in the background of like the computer speakers and have the microphone plugged into the mic jack. And when the beat came on, like I already had all my songs written, and I would record the whole song all the way through. And you know, at 14, you think you doing something, cause that's even when I had my first like real mixtape, cause I was just recording on sound recording. I still got them files. Probably never bring them to the surface, but I had a song called Dog You Out, and this is the MySpace days. So the song was actually for where I was at in the small little high school I was at. Anybody who knew me knew I was doing like music, but you know, nobody took me serious. A couple people listened to it and they was like, oh, this shit is kind of moving. And then I was like, kept making songs. Right before I turned 15, I made this song called Drugs Like This. I still got these beats and this song on my computer to this day. Drugs Like This started to move a little, like for the time we was in and where I was at, it was moving on MySpace to so much, like, I don't know if anybody even remember, like MySpace had the chart. Like they had a MySpace chart or whatever. And I had a pretty high thing because I was sending the song, posting the shit on the thing, doing this and doing that. The song caught local attention of this street label that was in the neighboring city at the time. So in the area, really, it was a street label. I ain't even gonna say their name. I don't even know if they still operating. When I was 15, one of the biggest artists that was on that label was my cousin, Big Steve. Ghetto Trophy, for y'all who don't know. He married my cousin this is all like through marriage, but like that's still my cousin. He was the biggest artist on that label. He's a fucking legend, fucking certified businessman now, but certified street guy back then. Businesses all over the place still to this day. Very outstanding man. Shout out to Steve. Steve reached out and was like, the owner of this label want to talk to you about signing to this label. I don't even know if Steve remember this shit. And I'm like, I'm 15. I'm thinking I'm about to get signed to the hottest street label in the city. It's up. I would catch the goddamn bus. We're gonna talk about that tomorrow. I used to catch the bus and like go back and forth, and you would see these people because we was outside for real. And I was like, I don't know shit about signing no deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know nothing about this. My mama don't know shit about the music industry or whatever. Don't nobody around this bitch do music but me. But I'm just like, I'm about to sign a deal. It's up. So I'm talking to the nigga or whatever at 15 years old. This nigga don't know I don't even know what I'm talking about. I just know that I can rap. I can make beats. I've never been to a studio a day in my life until this nigga was like, I want to sign you for $1,000. 2 songs, and you're gonna do a show. To me, I was like, well, shit. Like $1,000 at 15. I had $1,000 at 15, but like $1,000, 2 songs. I don't know shit about this music shit. Let's get it. I pulled up to the studio. He gave me an address to this studio. I pulled up to this studio. This man is standing outside, and it was a home studio, but it was a studio. And it was like, back in these days, like anybody that was a mainstream artist that was like in the area, because you know VA is real heavy in the industry, period. Even heavy in like New York and all these other places. When niggas come to VA, you know where to go. Everybody been through that bitch. He dropping all these names. I'm just thinking like, when you hear this shit as a kid, you thinking like, damn, I'm about to be like Jay-Z. I'm about to be like these people. You know, we got local legends. This nigga hand me a stack of flyers. He's like, here go 500 flyers. You need to go to the mall. You need to go everywhere. Now, keep in mind, I'm 15. I can't drive. I had no plans on getting no driver's license. I was catching a bus everywhere and walking. He handed me 500 flyers, and he was like, you want to do this show? You need to bring this many people to this show and sell this many tickets and hand out all these flyers, bro. That shit was such a rude fucking awakening. And now that I think about this shit, we didn't know nothing. Like, as people out here, this is a street nigga running a street label. My song won't even like, you can tell it was a kid making a street song, but it had a little bit of intelligence in it, because that's just what my writing style is. He didn't know shit about running no label. I don't know shit about being signed. I just know I'm about to get a couple dollars or whatever. It's so many little things in there. We're going to talk about those. But like, I'm looking at him like, these motherfucking flyers. Like, what kind of shit is this? Like, I'm just like, man, what the fuck ever, man. And he didn't give me no money the first day I walked up. So what I found out was, we didn't even do no paperwork. He just told me, I just want to sign you for the 1,500 a song, record these songs. But he did pay for the studio time. I will say that. He paid for everything, paid for me to come out. The show was in the city, but it was like on the other side of the city or whatever. But we'll talk about that another time. It's just funny because where I'm at this point in my life, I realize like a lot of these street labels back then, and keep in mind this is like before 2010, because I was 17 in 2010 or 18, whatever. I was 17 or 18 in 2010. Like, he didn't know shit about this business. He just seen it's a young bitch with a popping song. I need to be a part of this. And me as a kid with no expertise, no prior knowledge of the music industry, you just read, you know, back when the newspaper was popping, you would see the clips in them in the newspaper, you would see shit on TV, you getting all your information from magazines and shit, and like, nobody knew what the fuck was going on with the business. Luckily, there was no paperwork, and you know, still good people to this day, still all love or whatever, but I'm happy for the experience, because that gave me an eye-opener, and it gave me a place to start to where I can be at where I am now, where everything is military, everything is on point. We're going to get into everything else in a few. I will holler at y'all later.